Selfie, we got you.
New Plymouth.
Very quaint, aren't they?
It's raining, Veggie.
It is. Get inside, fans.
Riley spotted a massive turtle under the boat, he said.
It's absolutely amazing.
With a couple of weeks to go until our Patron meet-up in Nassau, we only had enough time to visit a few more islands before we had to get our skates on. Manjack Key seemed worthy enough, and it didn't disappoint. Although shortly after we arrived at the anchorage, the weather packed in. But that didn't stop us going ashore to explore. This is so cool. Doesn't feel like we're in the Bahamas, does it? We said g'day to some rays and had some sundowners with some of our patrons who also happened to be in the anchorage on a charter boat. The next morning, we were on the move again, heading down to Settlement Harbour in New Plymouth.
And time's moved on, there's light between the leaves.
Our little boy has been causing me much grief over the past hour. He's been in a real weird position on my bladder and something else, and it's like cramping so hard. So I've just got to lay down. Riley's cooking some fish, and I think we're gonna try and find a Highfield pump. We have some on their way in the mail, but they obviously haven't arrived yet, and the dinghy's getting to the point where you really can't drive it far anymore. That's our mission. We're gonna try and find a pump for the dinghy, and then we're gonna head into town. We actually gave a bunch of fish away this morning to Brenda and Bruce because apparently Bruce has been very unlucky on the fishing rod. Brenda's not very happy, so we gave her 2 massive grouper fillets. So yeah, Riley's cooking up the last of the hogfish he got the other day. You must be fished out by now.
Nope.
We've nearly eaten 1 freezer of fish. We've still got another one.
It's just so nice. Hogfish is amazing. It's my number 1 at the moment, Pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happened?
We ran aground.
Looks like we're not the first.
We hardly ran aground. The bottom of the engine just got
It's just seagrass, but
caught up in the weed.
great start to the morning. There aren't many boats here. The boats that are here, there's no people on them, so our chances of not looking good at finding the pump before the sun sets.
New Plymouth was one of the areas settled by British loyalists who decided to leave the United States following the American Revolutionary War. They first settled in the 1770s, and today the family names of those settlers still predominate the Aggio Islands. This place is named after New Plymouth in Massachusetts, and the houses have a New England design but with Bahamian colours, which is pretty cool.
She means the world to me. God, I know you'll be
New Plymouth.
North Temple through the mountains, across the sea.
I've seen a lot of signs now on houses from the 1800s, which is incredible. They've like withstood hurricanes and all kinds of weather.
Very quaint, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right now.
Are you from here?
Yeah.
You're from here?
Yeah.
And you're from here?
Yeah. We all here.
Elayna.
I'm Andrew.
Nice to
Riley.
meet you.
Elayna. What's your name?
Riley.
Riley. Andrew.
What was your name?
Okay, now.
Do a bit of vlog.
Everyone, selfie, we got you.
What?
You have a good evening?
I did. I haven't come across 3 legends like that since they just would have fit in so nicely into a pub in outback South Australia, like in Cow. It was like my hometown. It was
I
crazy.
felt like I knew them.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired now though. I'm doing my sail off without the engine thing again. But it's quite a tight channel and there's a storm coming. I was going to hoist the main, I got it all ready, but then I saw this coming and the channel's so tight and it's low tide. I was like, I don't want to be going very fast through here just in case. So we're just going to just ever so slowly make our way down the coast here. Only for, it's not far. So yeah, we're just going to knock a few miles off our trek tomorrow and leave from the southernmost point of the Abacos, not the southernmost point, but the closest southern point that's convenient for us to get to Nassau to meet up with our patrons. For a week-long, another extravaganza. We've had, honestly, such an awesome time on the other ones that we've done, so I'm really looking forward to meeting them. Like the new crew of people, see what they do. Yeah, learn from the different people.
It's raining, Veggie.
It is. Get inside things.
There's no reason at all for me to be out here at the moment. I'm just trying to create a bit of drama for the movie. There's a terrible storm coming. Like I said, no reason at all to be out here. Hopefully you guys at home will think, oh wow, it's just a crazy man on the boat.
Riley,
Yeah,
are you active?
Nearly. We were navigating through really shallow water, like about a hand's breadth underneath the rudder's shallow water, and the visibility was in no way good enough to continue on for the time being. So we decided to drop the anchor and have some lunch whilst it passed before we continue on towards Nassau.
In a few short weeks after our Patron meetup, I'd be leaving Riley alone with the Vagabond to fly back to Australia to prepare for the birth of our boy. Riley would be single-handed sailing the boat all the way up to South Carolina, where he'll be leaving it, so he can fly to meet me. I knew this sail was going to be one of the last we'd have together for quite some time, and it felt bittersweet. How was your sail today?
It was okay. Nothing was what was forecast. We've got like scattered thunderstorms, so there's wind from here and then here and then here. It was just on the nose all day long. We had to motor for the first part. We're still going to get in way after dark to an anchorage we've never been to before, so that's never good. It's been a pretty frustrating day, I would say.
Well, we haven't done much filming today because I've mostly been sleeping. I've been laying on my back in that spot for most of the day. Riley's been really frustrated at the wind. So I finally convinced Riley to turn the engines on because we were listening to the sails flapping around and he was going outside like 100 times a minute. And so I just was like, Riley, maybe we should turn the engines on. And he was like, but he did it. And yeah, so now we're heading directly on course and we're gonna get there at 11 PM instead of 3 AM, which is great. I might even be able to get an episode of The Handmaid's Tale in as well. I've slept enough today. We made it, you guys. Riley's just dropping the anchor and I was standing out the front all the way in just to make sure there weren't any buoys or anything in the water. There's no moon, so I've just been out here for like 15 minutes getting my eyes prepared. And it's amazing what you can see when you're out here for so long. I eat lots of carrots.
Biting, Elayna?
Okay.
It's weird to be alone.
Well, I got my Handmaid's Tale tonight. It's really late and I probably shouldn't be watching this. I shouldn't be watching this at all, actually. It's a terrible show to watch. I don't know why I started watching it being pregnant, but I'm addicted now and I have to finish. I really love arriving somewhere in the night and waking up in the morning to the surprise of a new town. And yeah, we just haven't done that in ages, so I have no idea what land looks like or where we are right now really. I know we're in a big bay and that's about it. So I'm excited for the morning. I tried to convince Riley to go exploring on land this morning, but he wasn't having it, which was fairly predictable. Instead, we set off to explore a new ocean floor.
Sta bocca quando parla mena giura, sta bocca mena giuro I palume. Sta bocca quando parla mena giura, sta bocca mena giuro I palume.
Pretty stoked with Riley's effort, although I did spot the hogfish, didn't I, Riles? Massive lobster. This is a huge lobster. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, you did well. It was pretty murky.
Well, we were hunting for fish. We weren't sort of having fun freediving. I like to do both, but
can't have
that's
everything, mate.
We got dinner.
You can't have
I'm not
everything,
complaining.
mate.
Get me my knife, Elayna.
Got a tail.
Riley spotted a massive turtle under the boat, he said. Has a tail.
Join us again soon to meet this gorgeous prehistoric creature up close and personal before we explore another incredible stopover on our way to Nassau. What I wanted to talk to you guys today about was crowdfunding. When Elayna and I first started, it was something that I was pretty uncomfortable with. A lot of people were saying to us, you guys should sign up, there's this site called Patreon, and we didn't actually sign up for probably 4 months or even more from when people started messaging us and saying that we should do it to when we actually did. The more that I have looked into it and the more that I've learnt about it, I really do believe that it's the most honest relationship that I or we can have with our audience, with you guys. People can actually check out our videos for free initially and then go and then decide whether or not they'd like to chip in and then how much. So it's sort of like going and eating a meal and then deciding how much you'd like to pay afterwards. And it also keeps Elayna and I on our toes, keeps us creating good content, reasonable quality content. I mean, we're not documentary or anything like that, but we're also not cat videos or prank videos and all that sort of stuff. And we do take pride in the content that we produce, and particularly Elayna, where it's very, very hard trying to make the best videos that we can to keep you guys entertained, happy, and hopefully a little bit educated as well about different things that we do along the way, or sailing, or whatever it is that we're learning as well. We hope to impart a little bit of that as well. So yeah, I would encourage people to support our work in a manner reflective of what it is that you get out of it individually. Crowdfunding has allowed us to pick the sponsorship deals that we feel comfortable with, and probably most importantly, it's allowed us not to do those super cringy adverts, that one or two of which we probably dipped into a little when we were very early days and our hand was sort of forced. But yeah, it's allowed us to remain largely free of that sort of stuff and to keep the integrity of the show, which is so important for us as well, and hopefully for you guys. And it's allowed us to be in a, above all, safe but comfortable home, from which we have decided that, it's comfortable enough to be able to start a family. So that's obviously what's going on right now. For a lot of people, what we're doing is a lot more than just a show on YouTube. There's been people, and I don't talk about this much, but there's been people that I've either met with, emailed or had phone calls with that have had every sort of ailment or illness under the sun, probably with post-traumatic stress disorder and cancer, just to name two. And I haven't mentioned that much in the past, and the only reason that I bring it up now is just to highlight the fact that it really is important for some people. From what I can gather, it's a bit of an escape or a way that they can vicariously live through the highs and lows of Elayna's and my very real adventure. So I completely understand the hesitancy to pay for free videos online. As I said, I was hesitant initially to even sign up to Patreon as a creator. But since being involved myself and having thought a lot about it, it really makes sense to support the creators that you really enjoy and get a lot out of, which is why Elayna and I support several other creators, and also the Against Malaria Foundation, that one because it's at the top of GiveWell's most effective charities. We prefer to find the inspiration to do it once and have it just set up automatically so that you're doing what you'd like to do each month automatically without having to sort of find the inspiration for what you feel like you should be supporting. And I really do think that that's the way forward. I think that crowdfunding is going to be, most people would agree that it's definitely the way that everything is sort of shifting, and it just is, as I said before, a more sort of honest relationship to have with your audience. And so yeah, this has been good for me to sort of delineate exactly my feelings on crowdfunding, in particular with regards to Sailing the Vagabond. Sorry I've gone on for so long. I'd like to thank all of our patrons for supporting us so far. You guys are just the only reason that we can keep doing what we're doing. So you are our crew, we love you, we think that you're fantastic human beings. I've met a lot of you, and we truly are blessed. If there's anyone out there that was thinking about maybe joining up, I'd encourage you to do so. I just encourage people to support to a degree that's reflective of what it is that you get out of what we're doing, and at a level that you feel comfortable with, and certainly not more. So there are some people that probably shouldn't be doing it, as I've alluded to before. Some kids have written in and stuff like that. But for the rest of you, we really appreciate it, and thank you very much. All right, cool. Thanks guys, see ya.